Happy 4th of July to my fellow Americans! Welcome to the second animated film review of Oscar week for the films nominated for Best Animated Feature. Today's review, we're actually not going to be, unfortunately, on our country here for our Independence Day, as today's review will be another independent animated feature from Switzerland, and somewhat in France. And that is My Life as a Zucchini, or My Life as a Courgette, or Ma Vie à Courgette, which is in French. This was a big animated film that won the Audience Award and the Christo Award for Best Feature at the Annecy International Film Festival last year. It also won the César Award for Best Animated Film and also for Best Adapted Screenplay. Nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature. And was also nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, but it was also Switzerland's submission for the Best Foreign Language category, which got into December shortlist, which almost could have been the second animated film nominated for Best Foreign Language film after the Israel film Waltz with Bashir. Unfortunately, it did not get nominated for Best Foreign Language film, but it got nominated here for Best Animated Feature instead. But I would still talk about the film since it did get nominated at least. So this film is directed by Claude Barras, making his directorial debut into featured film, and it's based on the French novel Autobiographie d'un Courgette by Gilles Paris. Now this film focuses on a little boy named Icat, but he would like to be called Courgette, or Zucchini as it would called in the English dub, who accidentally killed his drunken mother. And no, it's not what you think. He accidentally closed the door down, making her fall down the stairs after she was going to give him a good beating. So with that, he lost his parents, since his father abandoned the family, and we don't know where it is, and his mother, of course, already just died. He meets a police officer named Raymond, and takes him to a foster's home. No, not for imaginary friends, but with other foster kids as well, which specifically are Ahmad, Alice, Jubia, Beatrice, and Simon. Not also Zucchini would get a friendship with all of these, but also know their life on why they are in the foster homes from their parents. But then all of a sudden, a new one comes in named Camille, and Courgette, or Zucchini, has a big crush on her. Not also that, you remember that Raymond person I told you about? Well, on some occasions he does occasionally visit Zucchini, of course, because he does like him. I gotta say that this is another fantastic animated film. Definitely better than The Red Turtle here. This film is that good that you'll be surprised at how long this film is. This would be categorized as the shortest animated film to be nominated so far in this category, as is only an hour and 6 minutes, which is counting the credits. But the film actually ends at the hour mark of the film. So, if you're a person that wants a short animated film, here you go. You see how these big subjects would be, that it would not be appropriate for young audience to watch this. But it does work for this film, because these characters have a rough time with their lives. And with them moving to their foster home and with other kids, they really have a great connection with one another. I gotta say, like the Land of Mine review, this is another overlooked ensemble of 2016, and definitely probably the second best ensemble of an animated film, because the kids are that very memorable. They have their own stories, and they really do have a connection with one another. It makes you want to actually adopt all the kids. Now, for some other reason, before I started this review, it almost got a little bit of similarity to another animated film that I really did enjoy, the Peanuts movie. Kind of weird, so you might categorize them as the Peanuts characters in the foster homes, but you need a dog and a bird. Well, there is a bird in the film, but you need a dog, but there's no dog in the film. For this film, I actually have seen two different dubs of the film. The main one that's in French, and the English dub that G-Kids distribute, with some recognizable voice actors like Nick Offerman, who played Raymond, and Ellen Page. One point I'd like to mention out in the production of this film, of the main dub, since the main kids in the main dub of the film are unexperienced actors, they actually decided to recreate the entire movie in order, but just having their voicing performance like it acts like a live action film. Something I would actually see if they have a bonus edition of that on a DVD. That should be an exclusive, seeing their behind the scenes, recreating the entire film, but in a live action version of it, but not professionally. but it really just shows how these kids are really awesome. Especially when they say, ooga, 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 ooga. That is one of the words I remember a lot in this film. Even though it does not make sense with the relationship with Zucchini and Camille, it really does work well here, making it short and sweet, and oh my goodness, something that almost happened that I wish would happen. Despite this film only being 66 minutes long, this is definitely a fun animated film. So if you're a person that wants a short animated film, here you go. Now, for the animation itself, since this is stop motion, I was very concerned on why the color were around their eyelids, which kind of makes sense when you watch them because it really shows their personalities. I would spend an entire day with these kids and still remember who these characters are. If you're a person that's into an independent stop-motion animated film, an animated film from Switzerland that's in French, or a short animated film, definitely a great watch here. Even for those big heavy subjects like abusive parents or any family members you have, definitely a great watch here as well. So with that, we are now done with the independent animated films. Now we're going to be going into our next 3 films, which are mainstream audience that you guys have been waiting for. Starting with one of the Disney films. So let's see how far I'll go to reach to the next review.